Jake Morrison wiped grease from his hands. Mechanic. Small shop. Barely scraping by. A luxury car pulled in, engine smoking. Driver frustrated. Can you fix it? I have a meeting in an hour. Jake looked up. Froze. Those eyes, that voice. He knew them. But she was different. Older. Confident. Successful. She didn't recognize him. 20 years. Different lives. I'll try. What's your name? Sarah. Sarah Chen. And you are? Jake. Jake Morrison. Sarah didn't react, didn't remember. But Jake remembered everything. His first love. The girl who broke his heart. Now standing in his shop. Needing his help. Jake Morrison, 38 years old, single father to 11-year-old son Lucas, owned a small auto repair shop. The engine was smoking, clearly overheating. That's good, right? Yeah, it's good. Really good. A woman stepped out, designer suit, heels, briefcase, frustrated. Are you open? My car broke down. I need it fixed, now. Jake wiped his hands, looked up. Time stopped. Sarah Chen, his first love, from high school 20 years ago. She looked different, older, polished, successful, but unmistakably her. The same eyes, same voice, same way she tucked hair behind her ear when stressed. Can you fix it or not? Sarah asked, impatient. She didn't recognize him, Jake realized with a pang. Morrison's garage, inherited from his father. Struggling, barely profitable. 20 years. He'd aged, put on weight, wore greasy coveralls. Looked nothing like the boy she'd known. I'll look at it. What happened? I don't know. It started smoking. I pulled over. Called a tow, but they said hours. I can't wait. I have a meeting. Pop the hood, let me see. Jake examined the engine. Radiator leak, overheating, fixable, but not in an hour. Bad news, your radiator's cracked. Needs replacement. I have the part, but it'll take 3 hours minimum. 3 hours? I can't wait that long. You can't drive it. Engine will seize. You'll need a new engine. That's $20,000. Sarah groaned, pulled out her phone. I'll call my assistant, reschedule the meeting. While she called, Jake studied her. Sarah Chen, once Sarah Martinez. Before marriage, before success, he worked alone. Couldn't afford employees. Did everything himself. She'd been his everything in high school. First girlfriend, first love, first heartbreak. They dated senior year, made plans. College together, marriage, life. Then her father got promoted. They moved. Different state, different life. Sarah promised to stay in touch. They tried, long distance, but it faded. She stopped calling, stopped writing, moved on. Jake heard later she'd gone to Harvard, business school, married someone successful. He'd stayed, local community college, mechanic training, inherited the shop. Different paths, different worlds. Okay, meeting rescheduled. Sarah pocketed her phone. How much will this cost? Parts and labor, about $1,200. Oil changes, brake repairs, engine work, towing, whatever kept the lights on. Fine, do it, I'll wait. She looked around. Do you have Wi-Fi? I need to work. Office is there. Passwords on the board. Coffee's free, but it's terrible. Sarah almost smiled. Thanks. Jake got to work, changed the radiator, flushed the system, replaced coolant. While he worked, he watched her through the office window. Typing, calling, commanding. She was impressive, powerful, everything she'd wanted to be. He was proud, but also sad. They'd had different lives, different outcomes. After 2 hours, Sarah came out. How's it going? Almost done. 30 more minutes. Thank you. I appreciate you prioritizing this. His wife had left 3 years ago. Couldn't handle small-town life. The financial stress. The struggle. It's what I do. She looked at him. Really looked. You seem familiar. Have we met? Jake's heart raced. Did she remember? After 20 years? I don't think so. I've lived here my whole life. You're not local. No, I'm from Seattle, just passing through on business. But there's something... Your voice, maybe? I have one of those faces. People always think they know me. Sarah shrugged. Maybe. Anyway, thanks again. This would have been a disaster without you. Happy to help. Jake finished, tested the car, everything working. He was meticulous, always was. All set, 1,200 even. She went to the city, sent divorce papers, rarely called Lucas. Sarah handed him a credit card. Jake Morrison. That name really does sound familiar. Jake's hands shook slightly as he processed payment. She was so close to remembering. Common name, lots of Jakes out there. I suppose, well, thank you again. You saved my day. She started to leave, then turned back. Can I ask you something? Sure. Did you go to Lincoln High in Texas? Jake's heart stopped. She was remembering. Yeah, class of 2006. Why? Sarah stared, processing. Then her eyes widened. Jake? Jake Morrison? Oh my God, it's you. Jake stayed, raised Lucas, worked, survived. Hey, Sarah. I didn't. You look so different. Why didn't you say something? You didn't recognize me. Figured you'd moved on. Didn't want to make it awkward. Moved on? Jake, we dated. You were my first everything. How could I move on completely? You stopped calling, stopped writing. I figured I was forgotten. Sarah looked devastated. I was 18. My father was controlling. He didn't approve of you. Made it impossible to stay in touch. I'm so sorry. It's ancient history. We were kids. Life happened. But what happened to you? You were going to be an engineer. You had scholarships. My dad got sick. Cancer. I stayed to help run the shop. Then he died. Left me the business. I've been here ever since. And your wife, kids. This morning started like any other. 3 appointments, 2 no-shows, 1 oil change. Divorced, 1 son, Lucas, he's 11. Best thing in my life. I'm sorry about your marriage, but your son sounds wonderful. He is. What about you? Success looks good on you. Sarah smiled sadly. I'm CEO of a tech company. Divorced too. No kids. Too focused on career. Now I'm alone and successful. Not sure that's winning. They stood in awkward silence. 20 years of life between them. I should go, Sarah said finally. Thank you. For the car, for everything. Anytime. Take care, Sarah. She walked to her car, paused, turned back. Jake, can I ask one more thing? Sure. Then a luxury car pulled in. Mercedes, expensive, out of place in his small shop. Do you ever think about us? About what could have been? Jake was honest. Sometimes, especially when life gets hard. I wonder what if. But then I look at Lucas and I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Sarah nodded. That's beautiful. I'm happy you have him. Really. Thank you. I hope you find your happiness too. Maybe I just did. Can I come back? To visit? To catch up properly? Jake's heart leaped. I'd like that. We're here every day except Sunday. Okay, I'll come back, I promise. And this time I'll keep it. She drove away. Jake watched until her car disappeared. Lucas came home from school. Dad, you look weird. What happened? Nothing, buddy. Just saw an old friend. Someone I thought I'd lost. Sarah came back 3 days later, not for car repairs, just to visit. Sarah explained. Harvard, MBA, climbing the corporate ladder, building her company from startup to billion-dollar valuation. And your ex-husband? Another CEO. We were colleagues. Got married for the wrong reasons. Power couple. Good for business. Terrible for us personally. We divorced 5 years ago. No kids. Just stock portfolios and resentment. Do you regret it, not having kids? Sarah's eyes filled. Every day, I thought I had time. Focused on career. Then suddenly I was 40. Single. Alone. Time ran out. You're only 38. Time hasn't run out. Feels like it has. I'm successful but empty. I have everything and nothing. Jake reached across the table. Took her hand. Sarah, you're not empty. You're amazing. You achieved your dreams. That's not nothing. I achieved career dreams. But personal dreams failed completely. You know what's funny? I used to imagine our life. Together. The one we planned. Sometimes I wonder if I made the wrong choice. We were kids. You couldn't have known. I rescheduled my return flight. Wanted to catch up. Is that okay? But what if? What if I'd stayed? What if we'd worked it out? Would I be happier? You'd be different. Not necessarily happier. Life doesn't work like that. They talk for 3 hours about everything. Past, present, regrets, hope. Can I meet Lucas? Sarah asked. I'd love to meet your son. He's at school, but he'll be home at 3. Stay? I'd love to. Lucas came home, wary of the stranger in their office. Lucas, this is Sarah. She's an old friend from high school. Lucas studied her. You're really dressed up for a garage visit. Sarah laughed. I came from a business meeting. Your dad fixed my car. Then we got talking. More than okay. Come in. About what? About old times. Your dad and I were friends a long time ago. More than friends, Lucas was perceptive. Jake blushed. We dated in high school a lifetime ago. So you're like Dad's old girlfriend? I was, but that was 20 years ago. Now we're just friends catching up. Lucas considered. Are you nice? Because Dad deserves nice people. Sarah smiled. I try to be. Your dad's pretty great. You're lucky to have him. I know, he's the best. Are you staying for dinner? Jake intervened. Sarah probably has plans. They sat in Jake's small office. Coffee, conversation, 20 years to catch up on. I don't. I'd love to stay, if that's okay. Dinner was pizza, nothing fancy. But the conversation was easy, natural, right? Lucas told stories, school, friends, his dream of being a mechanic like his dad. You don't want to be a mechanic, Jake protested. You're smart. You could be anything. But I want to be like you, Dad. Help people, fix things, make things work. Sarah's eyes filled. Your dad is lucky to have you. You're wonderful. After Lucas went to bed, Jake and Sarah sat on the porch. Evening air, stars, quiet. Thank you for today, Sarah said. I haven't felt this relaxed in years. Thank you for coming back, for keeping your promise. I almost didn't. Got scared. Thought it would be awkward, but it wasn't. It was perfect. Tell me everything, Sarah said. Your life, your son, everything. It was. Sarah, can I ask you something? Anything. Why did you really come back? Not for the car, not for nostalgia, really. Sarah took a breath. Because seeing you reminded me of who I used to be. Before the ambition, the ruthlessness, the emptiness. You remind me of when I was happy. Before I lost myself chasing success. You can be happy again. It's not too late. How? I don't know how to be anything except CEO, except driven, except alone. You start by being here, with people who care, with connections that matter. You slow down, you breathe, you live. Can I stay for a while? I can work remotely. Take a break, figure things out. You want to stay here in this small town? I want to stay near you, near Lucas, near something real. Can I? Jake shared his father's cancer, taking over the shop, meeting his ex-wife, Lucas's birth, the divorce. Jake smiled. Yeah, you can stay as long as you want. Sarah stayed, rented a small apartment above the diner, worked remotely, visited the shop daily. She and Jake grew closer, rekindling something old, but building something new. This feels like high school, Sarah said one evening. But better, because we're older, wiser, and more damaged, Jake joked. Damaged but healing, together. 3 months into her stay, Jake asked her on a real date. We've been hanging out, but I want to take you on a date. Properly, dinner, maybe dancing. Will you go out with me? Sarah cried. Yes, absolutely, yes. I thought you'd never ask. Their first date was perfect. Simple restaurant, good food, better conversation. She wanted more, city life, money, success. I wanted to stay. Raise Lucas here, small town, safe. We couldn't reconcile. I love you, Sarah said suddenly. I never stopped. I tried. Married someone else, built a career. But I never stopped loving you. Jake's heart swelled. I love you too, always have. Seeing you again, it reminded me what love feels like. Real love. Not convenient, not practical. Real. What do? I have a company. You have a shop. Lucas, we're complicated. We figure it out, together. One day at a time. I'm sorry, that must have been hard. It was, but Lucas is happy. That's what matters. Tell me about you. CEO, that's impressive. Sarah stayed, permanently. Sold majority of her company shares. Remained on the board, but stepped back from CEO. If that's okay with you, Sarah said. It's cool, you make Dad happy. That makes me happy. 1 year after the broken car, Jake proposed, at the garage where they'd reconnected. Sarah Chen, 20 years ago, I lost you. Thought I'd never see you again. Then your car broke down, right here. Best breakdown ever. Will you marry me, again? Properly this time? Sarah cried. We were never married before. I know, but it feels like we were meant to be. Like we always were. Will you marry me for real? Yes, 1,000 times yes. They married 6 months later. Small ceremony. Lucas, his best man. Simple. Perfect. In her vows, Sarah said, Jake, I left you 20 years ago. Biggest mistake of my life. I built a career, achieved success, but I was empty. Then my car broke down. You fixed it and fixed me. Thank you for giving me a second chance, for loving me, for showing me what really matters. I love you. Jake's vows. Sarah, you broke my heart 20 years ago. I thought I'd never heal. I didn't. Not completely. Not until you walked into my shop, needing help. You didn't recognize me, but I recognize you, my first love, my only love. Thank you for coming back, for choosing me, for choosing us. I want a life, not just a career. You and Lucas are my life now. Lucas insisted on his own vows. Sarah, thank you for making my dad smile, for being here, for loving us. You're the mom I always wanted. I love you. Sarah sobbed through the entire thing. Marriage brought changes. Sarah used her business acumen to help Jake's shop. You're undercharging. Your labor rate is 30% below market. I can't charge more. People here can't afford it. Then we expand. Offer premium services to tourists. Classic car restoration. Custom work. Charge them more. Subsidize locals. Jake was skeptical, but Sarah was right. They expanded. Hired 2 mechanics. Business doubled. You're a genius, Jake told her. I'm a CEO. This is what I do. But now I'm doing it for us, for our family. 5 years into marriage, they discuss kids. Are you sure? You worked so hard for that company. I'm 43, Sarah said. Too old for babies, probably. Not too old. If you want to try, we try. But I might not be able to, and I don't want to pressure you. Sarah, I'd love another child with you. But if it doesn't happen, we have Lucas. We're a family already. They tried fertility treatments, hope, disappointment. It's not working, Sarah cried after the 3rd failed cycle. I waited too long. I'm too old. Then we stop. We're happy. We don't need more to be complete. But I wanted to give you a child, our child. You gave me everything. Your love, your presence, your time. That's more than enough. They stopped trying. Focused on Lucas, on their life, on being happy. And I'm proud of it. But it's not everything. You two are everything. 10 years after the broken car, Lucas graduated high school. Full scholarship, engineering, following dreams. I'm going to be an engineer, he told them. Like Dad wanted to be. But I'll still help at the shop. Summers, breaks, always. We're so proud of you, Jake said. Sarah added, your dad sacrificed his dreams for family. You're living them for him. That's beautiful. I'm living them for me too. But yeah, Dad inspired me. Both of you did. Hard work, family first. That's success. 15 years after reconnecting, Sarah and Jake renewed their vows. Big celebration, Lucas, shop employees, town, everyone. Jake's vows. 15 years ago, you walked into my shop. Car broken, life broken. I fixed your car. You fixed my life. Thank you for coming back, for staying, for building this life with me. Sarah's vows. 15 years ago, my car broke down. I thought it was bad luck. It was fate, bringing me back to you, to the love I'd lost, to the life I was meant to live. Thank you for recognizing me, even when I didn't recognize you, for loving me, for forgiving me, for everything. Lucas spoke. They were high school sweethearts. Life separated them, then brought them back. That's not coincidence. That's destiny. They're proof that real love finds its way home. Always. They moved in together. Sarah into Jake's modest house, learning to blend lives. I've never lived in a house this small, Sarah admitted. Too small? Perfect. Because it's filled with love. That's bigger than any penthouse. Lucas adjusted quickly. So Sarah's like my stepmom now? 20 years after the breakdown, Morrison's garage was thriving. Grandpa Jake and Grandma Sarah are the coolest, his kids declared. Why? Someone asked. Because their love story is like a movie. Car breaks down. First love appears. They get married, live happily ever after. 25 years after the breakdown, they were interviewed for a documentary about small businesses. What's your secret to success? Sarah. Love. Sounds cliche, but it's true. Jake loved his work. I loved him. Together we built something meaningful. Success followed. Jake. I was bitter when Sarah walked in. I'd loved her. She'd left. I was angry, but I helped her anyway. Fixed her car. That kindness opened the door to healing, to love, to everything. What advice do you have? Sarah, don't wait for perfect timing. I waited, focused on career, ended up alone, almost missed my chance. When opportunities arise, take them, even if scary. Jake, recognize people. Sarah didn't recognize me, but I recognized her, saw past time, past change. To the person underneath, see people, really see them. 4 mechanics, classic car restoration, custom work, business magazine features. How did you go from struggling shop to regional success? Reporters asked. Jake, my wife, CEO background, business genius. She transformed everything. Sarah, Jake had the skills, the heart, the work ethic. I just added business strategy. This is his success. I just helped unlock it. And the love story? High school sweethearts reunited? Jake, my car broke down 20 years ago, literally and figuratively. Sarah fixed both. Best breakdown ever. Sarah, I didn't recognize Jake. 20 years apart. But he recognized me. Helped me anyway. No resentment. No bitterness. Just kindness. That's when I knew he was still the man I loved. Lucas was now 31. Aerospace engineer. Married. 2 kids. 30 years after the breakdown, Jake was 68. Sarah was 68. Even in a small town, even with a mechanic, especially with you. You're the only thing I ever needed. I just took 20 years to figure it out. They held hands, decades together, still in love. 35 years after the breakdown, Sarah's health declined. Cancer advanced. Not fair, Jake said. I just got you back. I can't lose you. You've had me for 35 years. More than I deserved after leaving you. Don't say that. Those years were the best of my life. Mine too. No regrets. Not one. Sarah passed away at 73, peacefully at home. Jake beside her. Her last words, thank you for recognizing me, for forgiving me, for loving me. Best 35 years of my life. Both retired. Jake from the shop, Sarah from the board. Mine too. I love you. Always did. Always will. Jake lived another 5 years. At 78, heart failure. His last words to Lucas. My car broke down. So did my life. Then Sarah walked in, fixed everything. Love fixes everything. Remember that. Their joint funeral was massive. Town, company, everyone. Lucas spoke. My dad was a mechanic. Sarah was a CEO. They shouldn't have worked, but they did. Because love transcends logic, transcends differences. They found each other twice. First in high school, then 35 years ago. That's fate. That's destiny. That's proof that love always finds its way. A memorial was placed at Morrison's garage, where they'd reconnected. Jake Morrison and Sarah Chen. Her car broke down. He fixed it. Love was rebuilt. 35 years of second chances and unwavering devotion. 40 years after that breakdown, Lucas was 66, retired, teaching grandkids. Tell us again how Grandpa and Grandma got together. Grandma's car broke down. She didn't recognize Grandpa. He recognized her, fixed her car, then fixed her heart. She stayed. They married, built this family. Lucas ran Morrison's garage now, expanded, 3 locations, family legacy. What's the lesson? That broken things can be fixed. Cars, hearts, lives, all of it. You just need someone who cares enough to try. Grandpa cared. Grandma stayed. That's love. The grandkids listened, learned, carried it forward. And somewhere Lucas believed his parents were together, driving perfectly working cars, laughing about the breakdown that started everything, grateful for the second chance, forever. What is Simmerinum? If this story touched your heart, subscribe to VML Stories for more tales of second chances, lost love found, and fate bringing people home. Hit that like button, drop a comment sharing your thoughts, and share this with someone who needs to remember that it's never too late for love to find its way back. Because sometimes a breakdown is the universe's way of bringing you exactly where you belong. Everything I know I learned from Dad and Sarah, Lucas told employees. Work hard, treat people right, family first, success follows. See you in the next story. They sat on their porch. Same house, 30 years of memories. 30 years since your car broke down, Jake mused. Best breakdown ever. Do you regret it? Leaving your company, your CEO life? Never, not once. That life was empty. This life is full. You, Lucas, the grandkids. This is success.